It's time for the It's Still Real to Me.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, Bob, again, we are forced to talk about Chad Gable. I shouldn't say forced. We talk about Chad Gable on this show more than anyone else, but you wanted to talk about Chad Gable. It's still real to me. What's going on?
Well, I've had a love-hate relationship with the storyline for months now, and I'm seeing it through, and I'm seeing the vision, and I am in love with the storyline again, and I love what they're doing with Chad Gable. He's not the best promo. He's never going to be the best promo, but when he's that nasally douchebag heel that they're really tapping into right now, I really enjoy it. And what happened on this Monday's episode of Raw, Otis and Chad Gable are a tag team in the Alpha Academy. Nobody cares about Otis and Chad Gable. Nobody's cared about Otis since he won that Money in the Bank contract.
No, that was a good way to put it. That was a good way to put it. It was a Money in the Blank because that was a useless run.
Yeah, he didn't even get to cash it in. He lost it in court, in a court segment with JBL as the judge to The Miz. It's unbelievable that I remember that shit, but I do. But anyways, Otis has not been relevant since. He lost to Sami Zayn in like 2 minutes on Raw, and Chad Gable just berated him. It was Gable's fault, too. He was just screaming at Otis not to do his worm thing, and that led to Sami hitting the haluva kick. But Gable outside the ring, Otis is looking sad. Gable's just flipping out at him. This is your fault. Then smacks him in the face. The crowd goes, oh, shit. And then I love this moment after. The crowd actually got on Otis' side. In the first time in like years, the crowd was like cheering for him. And he looked back. He actually did the right thing. He stood. He looked back at the crowd like, holy shit, should I stand up for myself? And he just sulked and walked back to Chad Gable. So we get abusive dad Chad Gable storyline going on here that I love. And also, I just want to throw this out there. Kurt Angle has said it himself that he wants to come. We would be interested in coming back. Would you like to see Kurt Angle come back as like a managerial role or mentor type role for Chad Gable as they're trying to replicate him, or would that just be too much? Would you just rather not see that at all?
Adding Kurt Angle to your wrestling show is never too much. I love Kurt Angle. I love everything about Kurt Angle. I'll never forget when he came back the last time in the beautiful video. It makes me laugh every time I see a picture of it, but the beautiful video of him standing in the ring in a suit with Triple H in there, and he's whistling and looking up to the clouds before Triple H pops him. Kurt Angle is excellent at everything he does. So yes, I would want Kurt Angle back for this. I will say, if Chad Gable's a bad guy and Kurt Angle comes back, the crowd's going to love Kurt Angle. So I don't know if that mix works, but again, Kurt Angle is wonderful, and you can add him to this. And I make fun of Chad Gable because you talk about him so much on this show, but I'm buying this storyline too. Okay, I like Chad Gable. I love Chad Gable, the wrestler. I want to see him succeed. I think to me he's more of a natural babyface because of his stature. But again, this run of him being the a-hole in the group makes sense to me, man. And I've really been enjoying it, and I want to see it continue. What do you think the end game is here, though?
Well, I don't think they're going to give Chad Gable the belt at King of the Ring in that triple threat. But I think maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. I think they need to just, I don't know. I would like to see him kick out everybody from that group and just be on his own eventually as a monster heel, but I don't think they're going to go that way. Or I would prefer to see Kurt Angle as his manager, like mentor, and getting him to finally be a singles champion. He's never won a singles title in WWE. He's like 39. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that just has always been in the mid card. You've always appreciated him. I would just love to see him get a moment. That's how I would end it. I would have given him a WrestleMania moment. At WrestleMania this year, they just went in a total different direction. So if it ends with him getting a moment, I don't care where it is, just give it to him. I think he deserves it.